So today we're going to be looking at music, quite a bit of ground that we need to cover. So I'm going to dive right into. Cool. So the one of the major benefits of music, coming from prior from iTunes is, of course, the focus is plainly just on music. So you've got all of the podcasts, movies, and so on taken away. But what Apple has done is they've actually added additional things to it as well. So it just makes it more concentrated in terms of looking at the videos. At the music only. So I'm just gonna dive straight into it, and I'm gonna come from a point of view, guys, from if you're using iCloud. I'm sorry, if you're using Apple Music, and for those who do not use Apple Music, because I've got a few clients who are using SoundHound and Spotify, and yet they're just using their their music app just as a music library. And of course, they get all the other stuff from Spotify and so on. So this is now from a point of if you are signed in and if you've got an Apple Music subscription. So as you can see at the top, I'm in my music app, I'm signed in into my Apple Music. So the cool thing about Apple Music, obviously, is it's got access to 60 million songs now and counting. So pretty good. It's quite big. But now once you have your Apple Music, you also have another thing called your iCloud Music Library. Now, this is totally separate from your iCloud storage. This comes part and parcel with your Apple Music, and it basically allows you to sync all of your music from your library throughout all of your devices. Okay, if you sign up to Apple Music. So now, first of all, when you are on, let me just take you through the interface quickly. Then what you have is on the sidebar, you've got under your Apple Music, you've got the For You, Browse, Radio. Now the For You is basically all the music that is gathered on your taste, but not only on your taste, but you can also see your most recent played. You can see all new music that is based on the things that is based on your taste and so on. But not only that, you can also view what your friends are looking at. Okay, so if you're under the For You, if you click on the little icon of a person, it will take you basically into your profile, and it shows you what you've been listening to. And here you can see I've got only one friend on there. It was basically experimenting at the time. But now you can double click on that friend and see what they are listening to. And maybe if they are listening to something interesting, you can also then go into those ones. But not only that, you can click on find more friends, and um, you can sign in via Facebook and find your friends what they're listening to as well. But here you can see I've got quite a few contacts that I can follow, which were also added on. And with some of them, it actually specifies what they are into. So you can see on Carolyn Arlington is pop, dance, rock, and so on. Okay. And there are some people that, beg your pardon, that you can also invite um, to share what they are listening to as well. You can also, of course, customize and edit your profile. If I go to the edit button, you can add in a photo. You can make it accessible that everybody can follow your activity, or you can just make it people you approve. And then you can also change your privacy setting. I don't know if you saw in some of my friends, it says they're private. So you can change that as well. So now that is under the For You. Now when it comes to the browse setting, now the browse, it shows you all of the new music. But not only that, if you go straight to the bottom, it will show you the different categories that you can go into. It shows you your top charts globally according to the different countries and so on. So you've got all of that also at your disposal. Then, of course, when it comes to the radio, then the radio, initially for you, if you're not on Apple Music, it will give you only few radio channels, free radio channels, but after you've signed on, you've got all the access to so many other radio stations as well. Yeah, so these are now under the Apple Music, and then of course under the library section you have your recently added, which you've added from your from Apple Music and so on, and maybe you've imported as well. And the cool thing about the section here, when I go to artists, you can see the different artists in accordance to the different albums within that artist and so on. Albums, you can view the albums. What's so cool about the album section is that you can go and you can change your sort by option as well, where you can sort it not only by artist but by title, and then you can change the sort in a different way if you want to. Under the song section, this is now where you can highly customize this option here. Is first of all, you can change the sort by just tapping on the titles or on the title bar above. So if I say title, it will be sorted by the title category, or I can just go artist and it will put it in alphabetical order by artist, and so on. Also, I can go to the view menu item and I can go to show view options, and it will give me a whole range of items that I can select that will add in the columns for me. So if I want to see the column for cloud download, cloud status kind, and so on, I can also add that in. Now, um, before I go into that, I can also do the following. So if I wanted to add in the columns for my music, I can just do a secondary click on the title, or right click on your mouse, or two fingers click on your trackpad, or even right click on the trackpad, depending on how you set up your secondary click. And it will give me these here, okay? The whole list of how I can put it in. Now, a couple of things that I can actually do is because this is comes from my Apple Music, or many of them I've also purchased some songs. I can actually indicate which comes from iCloud or which comes from Apple Music and which one doesn't. So if I say iCloud download or cloud download, it will then show me the little cloud symbol for those who are still sitting in my under my Apple Music, but it's in my library, but if the actual file isn't being downloaded, meaning that I can only listen to this music when I'm online, okay? Now, this is the ones with the cloud symbol. But now if I go to, let's say, I click on this cloud symbol again, and now it will sort it in terms of what is in my Apple Music and what is um, downloaded to my computer. So you can see there's no symbol there. Those ones are downloaded on my computer, which means that I can now listen to them even if I'm offline, okay? Whereas these ones they are in my library, but I can only stream them or listen to them when I'm online. But if I go further down, you will see that there are some other music that gives me other types of symbols that might say that it is waiting or it cannot be downloaded and so on. And I see it's not working. Just select it again. And select it one more time. Okay, it's not showing me there, but it's fine. There are certain clouds that gives me like a dotted cloud list, and I think the reason why I'm not seeing it like that one, it does not grouping it together, is I must add in another thing, and that is my cloud status. Now here in my cloud status, it will show me the ones that is sitting in my Apple Music, the ones that's been uploaded, right? So they have been uploaded to Apple Music, which wasn't there before, but it's been uploaded. And then you also get the others that says that either it's not available but you get also the others, and I'm just going to go right at the bottom. It says it's waiting. So guys, in some cases, some of my clients have asked me, Angela, why is it that some of my music is not uploaded to my Apple Music? And the answer to that is when you activate the column on the right hand side, it will tell you what is actually happening, meaning that either that song is not available under the Apple Music anymore, but I'll keep these songs on because things might change again, guys. Also, the waiting might be that there's an error with a library. When it comes to this, I always tell my clients rather contact us and we can actually work with it, work through it with you and see if we can recover that library or those songs that are sitting in waiting. So this is now how you can see it. Now, the reason why I'm coming back to this is that, as I mentioned to you guys, that these that's sitting in my iCloud have now been uploaded, right? And it syncs with my iCloud library, which makes it now accessible on my device as well. So if I go to my music and I go to preferences, you can see here under my general, it says the sync library. And it's synced, and that means that whatever music that I upload into my um, um, music app will be in sync with my library, will be on all of my devices as well. So now, if I go to my phone, then I'll quickly show you guys. If I go into my music app here, you would notice that all of my items in my library is matching with my items that's on my library here. Here you can see there's my recently played. If I go to my playlists, it shows me all of my playlists and it's matching my playlists here as well. Here you can see there's my recently played, there's my alt rock, Christian hip hop, English pop, and so on. So it will actually sync all of your playlists as well. So if you make a playlist anywhere, then it will come through to your Mac or vice versa to your devices, right? So if I'm now on my music and I add in a new playlist and I call this playlist, maybe um, let me add a couple of songs. Okay, we added that. And now I just give this playlist a name. I'm just going to call it Test Music. And done. Now that I've added that playlist, you can see it's just alphabetical order. It says Test Music. Beg your pardon. If I go to my computer in a short, there we go. It's actually immediately, it actually came through. So this is so cool about it because you become the central part of your universe, okay? And based on the setting that you have here, as well as on your iPhone, if I go to my settings on my iPhone, in my settings and I go to my music preferences, you will see that it's also switched on that side. Guys, I made a bit of a mistake and I ran out of data. And the reason for that is under here, I've specified that mobile data must be switched on. I only discovered it when I came to the office. So if you're running out of data every time and you're playing a lot of music, also double check this. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that off now as well. Okay, so it's only gonna listen to my music that is not downloaded to my device when I'm on a Wi-Fi connection and not use my cellular connection. So pretty smart as well. So that is in terms of your iCloud usage and where you can see what's happening in terms of what music is on, what music is not on. But let's take a different approach to this. Let's say that you're not using iCloud Music, right, or Apple Music. You have SoundHound or you use Spotify and so on, but you still want to use iTunes. But sometimes you want to actually check out if the music that you don't find in Spotify and SoundHound is in iTunes, in the iTunes store. Now, as you can see, I've started my my music library as it is, as it comes out, or as it is per default. But now I want to actually see the iTunes stuff. Now the problem that you have with the default stuff, and maybe some of you guys would have experienced this, if I'm searching for a song, it's not going to search on the iTunes store, right? So say for instance, I'm not using Apple Music at all. I'm not going to disable it now. And say if I'm searching for, say, foreplay, right? You can see that it only pushes me towards Apple Music and your library. Now the problem is that I actually wanted to move it to iTunes. So what I'm going to do is, I can see that I don't have any iTunes here. I'm going to go to my music preferences, and I'm going to enable iTunes under show. I can see there's some other settings here as well, guys. So I enable star rating as well as songs listed. Actually, I don't want to use that one for now. I'm just going to untick that one. And I say, okay. Now I'm just going to do my search again. But before I do that, you would notice that I've got my iTunes store available there. If I click on it, it will give me all the good stuff that I can do now in terms of purchasing music and so on. But now if I go into my search and I type in foreplay again, you would notice that it gives me Apple Music, your library, as well as the iTunes store. So now you can go to the iTunes store and you want to purchase that, and you can purchase that album or the collection of albums or songs specific if you're searching for it in that way. Now, if you're not using Apple Music at all and you're not planning to do it, you can even go further and say, listen, I want to go and disable it and not show it at all. I can go to restrictions, tap on Apple Music, and just say, okay. And there you can see now, I don't have my Apple Music anymore. If I do my search again, oopsie, let me just get out of that. Go out and do it one more time. And there we go. There you can see it's now only pushing towards iTunes Store. Okay. So guys, you can customize this any way you like. Now, one more thing, and I'm just gonna reactivate my Apple Music quickly. And this is something that I quickly want to show you guys. I've got about 2 minutes left. I'm gonna steal another 5 minutes of your time. But this is pretty interesting, and this is something that I discovered that I had a problem with. You know, when you import music from back in the days, they'll be lying in your library, you now upgrade it to Catalina and so on, and you discover that with all this technology, that your music sound quality is pretty crap, okay? Because you can't figure out why. So what I've discovered was this year, so I'm going to keep these two columns open for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in another two, okay? Let me just add in another one. I'm going to go with the second one. So the other one I'm going to go with is kind, right? And let me take writing away, because my screen size is getting a little bit too small. And I'm going to add in a second one, okay, which is, I said I'm only adding one, but apologies guys, I'm going to add in a second one as well. So I'm going to add in bit rate. So now I'm going to organize the music according to bit rate, okay? So you would see all of my music, or generally speaking, they are all under 256 kilobytes per second, which is more or less a higher quality in terms of the file size or the sound of the file. So yeah, if I go to music preferences, the reason why they're all on 256 is because under my files and my preferences, under import setting, it says there that it's an AAC encoder, iTunes Plus, and it gives you the details that it gives you 256 kilobits under stereo sound. But you can, of course, change it here and push it to a different file if you want to make it into MP3 and so on. And the reason why I brought up the kind option as well, guys, is so that you can see what type of file it is that you have. So I'm gonna look at the types of files that is pretty crap, and I know the reason why. It's because the bitrate is pretty low. So 124 can still get away with that CD quality, but 95 kilobytes doesn't cut it. That's radio quality, and I don't want it in that way. So what I'm going to do is, first thing you do is you need to download the song first. You can't do this or push the peak bitrate higher if you don't have it downloaded. So I'm going to download the song first. Let me take this one here. Okay, so now you can see it's downloaded. It's almost done. Cool. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that song, and under my file menu, I'm going to go to convert, and you can see create AAC version. So now if I select that, and this time around, guys, I'm going to go according to title, right? It's now finished. But you will see that didn't show it here because of the because it's organized under the bit rate. So I'm going to go to title, and there you can see there's the next one. There's a 256. Okay, and it's still waiting, so it's going to upload pretty soon, and then I can just delete the 95 kilobyte one. Cool. So now you can actually go through all of your music, select the 95 one very quickly. I just did it with one, and you can highlight it and delete it, right? So that is a pretty cool way of doing, of updating your music, and it will update on your iCloud library, music library as well. Now, a couple of other things in terms of cosmetic wise and so on that I can quickly go through. So say for instance, you want to play any song, let me let's play this one of Tori Amos. Then you can also, let me pause that. So then you can also go to your mini player, and it will just bring up your mini player. You can see your other different songs in your history and so on. Or if you're doing a Genius playlist, it will show it to you here as well. And if I close it down, it will just bring back my full view. I'm just gonna, the same history and so on, you will see on the sidebar. If I click on that, it will show me all of those as well. But I'm going to go File, New, Genius Playlist first. Update, Genius Playlist. And here at the bottom, I can see there, if I see here at the bottom, it shows me the progress of it. As soon as that's done, and I'm just do the update. But while that is happening, I'm just going to minimize that. I can also see the lyrics of the song. So if I'm playing it, I can click here by the double quote, which will then show me the lyrics. So there it shows me the lyrics of the song, of that particular song. I can also view the lyrics of the song within the song itself. So if I do a secondary click, I go to Get Info, it will give me all the information on the song, the artwork, but under the lyrics, it will give me the lyrics of the song as well. Yeah, and where the file is sitting, and all the good stuff in terms of the information of that song. Okay. Now, seeing that I think it's finished now, let's quickly just go back into it. It's still busy. But guys, what I wanted to show you was the Genius feature where, of course, if it's finished, mine is still busy, then I can go to Genius Shuffle. Oh, it's doing it. And here I can see, I can then shuffle it according to a certain song, and it will show it to me what is playing next within that Genius Shuffle. And if I switch to my mini player, that is also accessible straight from there as well. So that is my iTunes or iTunes Store as well as music app presentation. with my iCloud music library. I'm gonna stop my share and give it over to questions.
Mine is just a slightly different approach. I used to use iTunes, and I'm seriously decluttering at home. So hundreds, if not thousands of CDs, but let's use hundreds of CDs I'm bringing into iTunes or into Apple Music now. But in the past, I was able to update the artwork. Has Apple Music stopped with that?
No, they still do it.
If I would bring a CD into iTunes, and sometimes the artwork would not come along from the CD that I'm bringing in, and now I can't do it anymore. Is there any reason for it?
No, you can still do it. I'm just gonna share my screen again with you. So what I do is when it comes to viewing my artwork, I normally switch to albums, and then then all I do is I just go and I go to file and I say under library, get album artwork, right? Now, if you click on get album artwork, it will scan, it will show you the progress at the bottom. If it's, you can see that I've done mine already. It will get the album artwork, but say now it didn't bring that artwork in, right? Then what you can do is go to your account, sign out, right? Sign out of your Apple Music account totally. And then what you do is you close down music, reopen it, sign back in again, do the process again. I've seen it happening twice at a client's place where it didn't bring it in before, but then afterwards it brings it in.
Can I add something to that? It'll only download the artwork if the artwork is available to Apple Music. And I've had some local South African bands that go back to, say, the 60s and 70s that there wasn't artwork for. So there's nothing to stop you searching on Google, for example, for the album artwork, downloading that, and then you can apply your own album artwork.
So you go to get info under artwork, you just drag it in there. You can just click on add artwork.
Angelo, I have a question about the radios. I'm trying to use Apple Music for all my listening, and I find that one of the radio stations I'm not able to get on it. Is there any other way I can try and get it on there?
Which radio station? Which radio station is it?
It's Heart 104.9 FM.
Heart 104.9. I got it. Yeah, I got it on my side. Yeah. Try out the same thing I call. Maybe just sign out, sign back in again, and go to the radio again and check if you can find it.
Okay.
So yeah, hope you enjoyed that one, guys. It's always a pleasure, and all of the best. Enjoy the rest of the week, and see you guys on Wednesday.